Sorry about that. I had lost internet connection, but now I am back. Yeah.
Huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Yes, in fact we have. I'm Xingqiu from Feiyun Commerce Guild. Aboard this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus. The inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild seeking investment. Although the guild manager was not interested, the master still wanted to support them. We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Irodori festival. So the guild manager instructed Master and I to take the opportunity to come to Inazuma and investigate the product's potential.
That's what I sent.
Speaking of which, where's the young master?
Master, he's,
Master Xingqiu.
Xingqiu's just sitting there, sound asleep.
Oh my gosh, it's Xingqiu.
Oh, it's the traveler in Paimon. I presume you are guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Irodori festival.
Xingqiu, how are you doing? Rain outlines your fate.
Please, no need to worry. I was a little too caught up in a novel on the voyage here. When I finally realized what time it was, the first rays of dawn were already peeking over the horizon. Yes, now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely wish to inspect our invitation letter. Let's keep it in hand, shall we?
I'm gonna change the stream name. I'm gonna change it to, because we finally met Xingqiu. Xingqiu! In Inazuma! Rain outlines your fate. Never dies. Just the longest title. Now, how do I save this? Alright, here I go. Oh my gosh. I changed the title name. Now it's Xingqiu in Inazuma. Rain outlines your fate. Chivalry never dies.
Huh? That's odd.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Xingqiu?
There was a piece of paper underneath my bag. Strange. I don't recall seeing it there before.
Ooh, let Paimon have a look.
The 5 Kasen's splendor, Aoi no Okina. Glorious court life was my youth, and my old age a moonlit haze. I had not wished to behave so treacherously, but my very life was threatened. So I sought but out my old work, and hid them in my clothes. I do not understand the reason behind all that has happened, only that the mysterious person's motives must be perverse. This poem was dedicated to Akihito, who my great sorrow was banished.
There's no doubt about it. It's from the same series as the story we found before. Even the handwriting looks exactly the same.
And so the plot thickens.
The story you found before?
Oh yeah, in the warehouse down by the... by the poem hunt competition.
By the way, Xingqiu, all your books are stolen. I mean, not your books, but Zhenhu's books, whoever that is. Some guy's been, like, taking all the copies.
Yeah, that's it. A friend of ours is on retail to paint portraits of the 5 Kasen. You know, as part of the Irodori festival. Poetic stories about the 5 Kasen have been hidden in various places nearby. If you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours, then there's a chance you'll become the model for the next portrait.
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
No, he's on to us. Paimon, you're so terrible at making up stories.
Hey, it's hard coming up with stuff on the spot like that.
There's a chance of meeting Calx in person?
Oh my gosh. Oh, he's as excited to meet Calx as I am excited to meet Xingqiu.
that.
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Calx would attend the Irodori festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the high hurdle. I had to really rack my mind to come up with the excuse of evaluating the investment value of Theater Mechanicus. Just a few days later, word then came that Calx would be busy painting portraits of the 5 Kasen during the festival. It is a most rare opportunity for both Calx and I to be in Inazuma together, but it seemed he would be too busy with the portraits to meet with me. So, I felt quite disappointed for some time now.
Don't worry, Xingqiu. Even though Calx has work to do, he still has time to see friends. We can take you to see him right now. Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for your A Legend of Sword novel.
Ah, so you've already heard. To be honest, my works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels are selling quite well in Inazuma with the help of Calx's beautiful illustrations. Calx is not only a skilled artist, but he also carries out his craft with great alacrity. I heard that it took him merely a few hours to finish the illustrations for the latest chapter.
Alacrity.
But when I looked at the art, the brushwork did not even look the slightest bit rushed. His work is truly exquisite. Oh my, I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart, quickly now.
Wow, he really likes Albedo.
Luckily, the idea of meeting Albedo managed to draw Xingqiu's attention and keep the situation under wraps. Let's just hope we don't let anything slip while meeting Albedo.
We meet Albedo, and Albedo's like, "Ah, traveler, have you told Xingqiu that his books are missing?" He's like, "Oh, don't you mean have I told Xingqiu that he wanted to model for you?" I'm gonna put Xingqiu on the team now. He's earned his place on the team. I think he beats Venti. So, Xingqiu!
May knowledge guide you.
And then, Venti.
Didn't keep you waiting, did I?
And that's the only people I have. Where are we going? To meet Albedo. Where's... Yeah, all the canvases are gone. Now they're back. They're loading in. Right. A blank canvas which will soon be used to draw a lovely picture of one of the 5 Kasen. Hey, Albedo, what you thinking?
Traveler, Paimon, how are you? And who is this accompanying you?
They don't know each other. It's weird to think that this is the first time they'll be meeting each other, but Albedo's been illustrating Xingqiu's books, and Xingqiu's been writing for Albedo.
You must be Calx. It's a great pleasure to finally meet you. I am the author of A Legend of Sword, forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me Xingqiu.
And you may call me Albedo, then.
No, that would be most improper.
Why not? Seeing as we're both friends of the Traveler, it'd be more convenient for us to use our real names. Besides, we've already corresponded with each other many times before. In fact, I feel a bit self-conscious seeing you act so politely.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Xingqiu act this awkward before either.
Huh, that's kind of weird. Awkward Xingqiu. It's a real eye-opener, that's for sure. I learned some new tips on manners today. A real eye-opener.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that.
It's a real eye-opener for sure. Xingqiu! Chivalry will never die!
Oh, by the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt competition at the docks. I heard that you are collecting them.
Poem hunt?
You know, that thing where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the 5 Kasen? Venti found one, and then he was allowed to be a model for one of your portraits.
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right.
You show Albedo the piece of paper found by Xingqiu.
Oh, I understand the story now. Thank you, it's very helpful.
Splendid. Though, I'm still piecing together the story myself. Would you kindly explain it to me in more detail?
If all of you are free, why don't we discuss this over a meal?
Well, about that.
Do you have other plans, Xingqiu?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious. Would you like to go there?
Shimura's. Unfortunately, today is a bit windy. How about Uyu Restaurant instead?
Curses the wind god, Venti. It's too windy.
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage. Let's meet later at Uyu Restaurant.
Something didn't quite add up just now.
Was Xingqiu acting weird? I didn't really think much of it, but... Eh.
Huh? No way! Paimon thinks we acted well together. Did we say something we weren't supposed to?
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us. Traveler, what are your thoughts?
Xingqiu was a little suspicious.
Huh? Xingqiu's suspicious? Hey! What are you two talking about?
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem confusing to Xingqiu on its own, what if we read it together with a previous poem we found?
Read them together? Let's see. Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious person. Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be hinting that the one who stole the latest copies of A Legend of Sword is Xingqiu himself?
Traveler, you're here. Welcome.
No way! That can't be right! Xingqiu only arrived in Inazuma this morning!
And that is precisely the point of suspicion. If Xingqiu had only just arrived in Inazuma, how could he recommend Shimura's chasuke? Moreover, he didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air restaurant.
Are you saying that Xingqiu has already been in Inazuma for some time? And that he's only pretending he just arrived?
Yes, that is indeed my conclusion.
But how could Xingqiu be the book thief? His mission is to fight for justice, isn't it? There's no way he'd do something against his own ideals.
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met Xingqiu in person, we've communicated via letters for some time now. I do have some understanding of his character.
It's weird to think there are like basically online friends and then they talk constantly. Well, not online because it's not direct letters, so they're like, nah, we write each other.
I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story also tells us that Aoi no Okina flees with a poem because of a threat.
Oh? Could Xingqiu be in danger?
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that Uyu Restaurant is indoors, it'll be easy for us to detect anyone following or eavesdropping on us. I think it should be safe for us to talk there. I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the bottom of this matter.
Got it.
Good. Then let's head to Uyu Restaurant.
Hungary. Uyu Restaurant sounds very nice. What the heck? It's a... Oh, Suiku's likeliness. Vendi. I wonder who Suiko could be. And then Xingqiu, obviously, has to be here. A blank canvas, which will soon be used to draw a lovely picture of one of the 5 Kasen. They'll all say the same thing.
Body and mind.
It's far. I hope I finish this quest event today, because I want to use the Primos to build pity on Ayato. And if I get Ayato, then that just means that the game wants me to get Ayato. And then I'll use my built pity to wish for Ayaka. Each of the one of the Kamasato people would be nice. I'd like them both.
I don't see anyone suspicious around. It seems clear for the moment. Let's go inside and wait for Xingqiu.
Oh, this whole thing's starting to make Paimon a little nervous. What do we do? And what do we talk about when Xingqiu gets here?
First, we must ascertain whether Xingqiu was already in Inazuma or not. If we can find evidence of him deceiving us, then we can use it as leverage to persuade him to tell us the truth.
Imagine if Xingqiu is the villain.
Since we're still waiting for him, why don't you go and chat with other guests in the restaurant and see if you can learn anything useful?
I'll scout ahead. No one's watching at the moment. At least that's what I believe. So here's a little treat for you nobodies. Alright, let's talk to people. Okazaki Erika. Oops. There we go.
The last
Who did I
phase
talk
of the
to?
Irodori
Dang, I
Festival
talked to
is when they
Yuta.
release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking forward to is A Legend of Sword.
That's right. A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible. I've got to get my hands on a copy.
I want Xingqiu to sign my book too. Sign my
I've
book,
seen Genji's
Xingqiu.
signature before. His handwriting is super neat. He must be really diligent about his style.
He'll be there in person on the day of the release, so we'll get a good look at him then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Yo, this guy on the right, he's actually really, really buff looking. Like, look at his chest. He's got muscle.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Not only will Xingqiu be signing novels at the release, but his handwriting is super neat.
Ah, yes.
If you want to order.
Welcome. Okazaki Erika. Have a seat and let me know if you want anything. So, how did you meet the owner? Just asking out of nowhere. You're asking about us? That's a tough question. It's a long story with a side of karma, that's for sure. When I was still young, I was ordered to monitor an important figure at the Tenryo Commission. Somehow... forget it. I can't only thank the Archons that this person eventually retired, and we could finally get married after that. Thank the Archons indeed. Indeed. Ah, yes. Alright, goodbye. I guess I'll speak to Albedo.
Albedo, what should we talk about when Xingqiu gets here? Any ideas?
I will try to break the ice by talking about our work on novels and illustrations. If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do. If we start by talking about our work creating novels, perhaps he will lower his guard.
Oh, come to think of it, Xingqiu mentioned that he'd like to thank you for finishing the illustrations on time. He said they looked amazing despite the time you had.
Is that so? That is also a very valuable clue.
Our only hope is to lower Xingqiu's defenses. Only then can we get him to talk. And maybe, and just maybe, he'll out himself and we'll expose him. Alright, Okazaki Rikuto. What do you think? I'm reading all the names wrong.
What can I get for you?
Hi, do you have any special recommendations today?
Why, of course. I personally recommend our freshly caught seafood. It's been pouring these past few days, so the fishing boats haven't been able to sail at all. But the weather finally cleared up today, so we have some fresh catch.
So the weather at sea has been bad these past few days?
It sure has. A few guests from Liyue were just telling me that their boat was heaving and rolling all the way here. They couldn't do anything but sleep the entire trip.
Oh, this might be some useful information.
The weather outside was terrible, so Xingqiu must know, right? Xingqiu arrived shortly after, and everyone enjoys a leisurely meal
Inazuman cuisine
afterwards.
largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
You like seafood? That's lame, Xingqiu. I hate seafood.
That's good.
Whoa,
We
look
were
how
worried you
blurry
might not have
Albedo
an
is.
appetite because you didn't sleep well.
I'm gonna screenshot that.
Now's our chance. Let's talk to Xingqiu and see if he says anything useful. Maybe we could start by asking him about the journey.
Talk about his thoughts regarding the journey. Talk about the book he read during the voyage. Talk about the scenery on the journey. Alright, Paimon, here's the plan. We're gonna talk about the scenery on the journey, because of course he'll out himself and say that the scenery looked really nice, when really, it was terrible weather indeed.
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone to grow a little impatient. So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we approached the islands of Inazuma, everyone crowded the deck to have a look. However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain peak to the time we docked.
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious so far.
No, there was something really suspicious. The weather should have been terrible. What's with that face, Paimon? I caught something suspicious. What are you doing? I'm gonna screenshot this too.
Oh, right! If it took an entire day to reach the docks, then it would have been pouring rain at the time they saw the top of the mountain.
We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with Xingqiu.
It's Albedo whispering. It's like ASMR with Albedo. Talk about Xingqiu's own novel. Talk about Albedo's illustrations. Hold on, what do you say? We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with Xingqiu. He's looking at us real weird, Xingqiu. The side-eye look. What's the plan now? I don't know. Talk about Albedo's illustrations.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, I've long wished to express my sincerest gratitude for providing the illustrations in my novel.
I want to screenshot this too. They all look good.
My novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential. Yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations. This made me feel as though what I was trying to express could be understood after all.
I'm gonna be stuck here all day screenshotting stuff if I do this.
Thank you.
They're all just funny.
However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so I'm feeling slightly uneasy myself.
Risks?
Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the illustration for the last chapter.
All these... Like, all these pictures, they look... Sorry, I'm a little sick. They look really neat.
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
Doesn't sound like anything suspicious has come up so far.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything
There
either.
was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma. So, logically speaking, there's no way he could possibly know what the illustrations look like.
That's suspicious.
Xingqiu, we have something very important to ask you now.
Oh,
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden?
we've surrounded him. Xingqiu, what's with the facade?
Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
He looks so sad. I'm gonna screenshot him. Sad Cho. Sad Cho, because he's sad.
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather at sea was very bad these last few days. So when you said that everyone came running to the deck to see Mount Yogo, that couldn't have happened!
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample copy. If that's the case, how could you know what my illustrations look like?
Well...
He has to have stolen his own books. I want him to be the villain, because that would be such a twist.
The jig's up, Xingqiu. You were already in Inazuma before today, weren't you? Are you in some kind of danger but can't tell us the truth? Don't worry. The Traveler and Albedo are no pushovers. We can help you.
He like tells him, "No, you're wrong, Traveler. I am the danger. Me, Xingqiu. Rain outlines your fate."
No, no! Please, you misunderstand me. I suppose my lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my mind. I didn't notice for a moment that you were testing me at all.
He looks so sad. It looks so weird. Maybe it's his weirdly cut hair that makes him look really weird.
I did in fact come to Inazuma early to handle some things. Let me consider how to explain this. Oh, this is most embarrassing.
Oh, well, if this isn't a coincidence, I didn't expect to see everyone here.
Does Venti even know anybody? Who are you? Ah, you don't remember me? But Traveler, let me remind you with a ballad on my lyre. And he like steps into a musical or something.
Huh? Tone deaf bard, what are you doing here?
I'm gonna screenshot this. Paimon blinks. She blinks. How could you do this to me, Paimon? Wait for it. Wait for it. I think I got it. I got a picture of Paimon. Well, not just Paimon, but everyone, but, you know.
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
Says who? In fact, I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword. You needn't worry about it any longer.
Huh? The criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
How could you, Venti? You spilled the milk.
Oh no. The person they apprehended. Was it by chance an editor named Onodera?
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name. But I saw her taking someone toward Hanamizaka.
Everyone, it's too late to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera.
What? Xingqiu, he like put him up to it. Wait, I want to check the... I don't want to check. I was going to check the rest of the restaurant, but I don't feel like it. They're going to execute Onodera, or at least fire him. Let me play my execution music. Alright, we're here. Hurry! We have to save Onodera. Xingqiu, you can lead us. Go, go, Xingqiu, go.
Time to act.
Time to act to save Onodera, because you put him up to a test or something. You made him steal those books that you own, and now he's paying the price. Paying the price of his life! How could you, Xingqiu? Rain outlines your fate. Stop the execution! And then Onodera's like, what
Please,
execution?
wait! Onodera is innocent!
Oh, so you must be the author of A Legend of Sword. I didn't expect to see others tagging along with you.
Anyway, you mustn't take him away. I can explain everything.
No need to worry, Xingqiu. I've just explained everything to Madame Kujou, and Kuroda has testified for me.
Yes. In fact, we were just getting ready to leave.
Oh.
Leave for execution, that is.
Wait a minute. Does everyone else here already know?
Yeah. It's just guy in the background.
Well, to be precise, we had dispatched 2 additional squads here, in order to prevent the suspect from escaping.
Xingqiu looks pretty flustered. What exactly is going on here?
I bet it has something to do with his signature.
Though it's most embarrassing, it appears quite a few people are aware of the situation now. There's no use keeping it a secret.
Let's expose him. Xingqiu gets exposed alive.
In the end, I'm the one responsible for this whole predicament.
No, Xingqiu. It's only appropriate that I take responsibility for this. Everyone, please let me explain.
Kujusara's like, well, in that case, I guess the execution goes to Onodera. Let's expose him immediately.
For the Irodori Festival, I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors. Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yae publishing house, but Lady Yae also gave me a lot of support. However, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance. As a result, it caused a great deal of trouble for Xingqiu.
Yes, to be frank, calligraphy is not my strong point, so signing events are really not my forte.
Calligraphy is not his strong point? What does that even mean? What does this mean? Calligraphy is not his strong point? He's bad at writing his own name? I don't know, spells Xingqiu like S-I-N-G-C-H-O. Xingqiu.
Even though such an event will be difficult for Xingqiu, after telling him how important the plans
He
were to
even
me,
wrote the wrong
he
name. He was
immediately
supposed to write
boarded a ship to
Xingqiu.
Inazuma to come up with a solution. So these past few days, Xingqiu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time to sign each book, and we realized the time we reserved for the signing was not nearly enough. So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, Xingqiu could use these few days to sign them all. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately realize that the books were missing from the warehouse. To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Xingqiu in my house these past few days. I had no idea that the situation had turned into such a huge mess.
Xingqiu has been staying with him this entire time.
All of this happened because I wanted to prove myself through this event.
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I didn't want the readers to know of my unsightly handwriting.
It can't be that bad, right? Unless he like he can't be worse than Paimon's handwriting.
Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of my prior signatures. At a previous event, the Yae publishing house had requested autographs of authors so that they could be put on display. I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally deliver a stylish and elegant signature for the event. But looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a hole by delivering that nice signature for the sake of my pride.
Hey, come on, you two. Loosen up a little. A theft was nothing more than a simple misunderstanding. Besides, everyone has something they do not wish others to see.
Yeah, that's right. All that matters is that Xingqiu and his books are okay.
Onodera, I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books to the rest of the people on Rito.
Yes, I understand. I'll apologize to everyone.
We should probably be heading back to Rito as well. Let's tag along.
I can't tell if this was anticlimactic or just kind of funny. Why is he closing his eyes? Come on, come on, come on. What is this? What's he doing? Xingqiu, stop it. Oh! I'm getting all the pictures of Xingqiu right now. Yeah. Alright, here's Venti. He looks... Whoa. Did you see that? He was kind of depressed. Oh, he's not depressed anymore. He realized that depression was merely a fleeting experience, so he started smiling. Alright, let's go. To the Outlander Affairs Agency. That was weird. We got Xingqiu with like dirt in his eye, and Venti, that was depressed Venti. It's weird seeing Xingqiu and Venti in the same place. It's weird seeing Albedo, Xingqiu, and Venti in the same place. If I had Albedo, which I wished for Eula instead, then I could put him on the team. Then it'll be his team.
Onodera, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be on leave these few days?
No, I was staying with Xingqiu this entire time on Rido. Onodera explains the situation to the editors.
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that I've caused.
Yes, Onodera, but why didn't you tell everyone earlier? If you had told us, we could have thought of some ways to help you.
That's right. We're a team, and we should be helping each other in tough situations like this.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help Xingqiu with his signatures. How is your progress so far?
He's like, I learned how to spell Xingqiu. That's how far I've gotten.
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the night these past few days, I've only finished perhaps 1/10 of the signatures.
What? Yeah, alright. He's only finished 1/10. They also made him so animated with like how depressed he is.
Oh, no wonder Xingqiu looked so sleepy today.
So sad. Everyone's like hanging out, and Xingqiu is like, I only finished 10% of the progress I needed.
I understand. Murata, go back to Yae Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant. We'll be using it for Xingqiu's emergency calligraphy lessons.
Emergency calligraphy lessons?
Yes, Mr. Hirayama. It just so happens that my brother is a calligrapher. Should I ask him to lend his assistance as well?
Yes, good idea. Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Liyue arrived today. We've worked with them before, so I'll go and ask them to help out too.
It seems I'm really in for it now.
No need to worry, Xingqiu. I'm sure you can do it. Didn't you finish the last chapter of your novel in just 1 week's time?
He took a week to finish the book.
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are 2 entirely different skills.
Even though Xingqiu still has to deal with his handwriting issue, Paimon somehow feels a little relieved now.
I always used to prefer working alone in my workshop, but I've come to realize that solving problems with others also has its merits.
Venti has no place being here. He's just standing around like, is it time to celebrate yet? I can use some wine about now.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person who has been leaving important info for us along the way.
Huh? You mean whoever left behind those stories about the 5 Kasen?
Pardon me, but what are you talking about?
Oh, right. We haven't had a chance to explain things to Xingqiu yet.
You explain all that has happened in the past few days.
I see. It appears that Onodera and I were spotted when we were moving the books. Albedo, may I ask you one thing? Are you able to include me in a portrait as well?
Possibly can I be a model? Xingqiu. Alright.
Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident to that story, but I also hope that I'll remember this lesson.
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that have taken place, Your proposal is very reasonable.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
A very nice animation. And artwork. Depiction.
Albedo really is something. He finished the portrait of Aoi no Okina in no time at all. Wonder how Xingqiu's calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Hey, do you think whoever left those stories for us could be hiding somewhere nearby?
It's a possibility.
Oh, hello? Mr. Storywriter? Are you here? Could you please help Xingqiu with something? He's a friend of ours, and the release of his new book is super important to him. Oh, what's that sound?
Did you hear that, Paimon? It was a cat.
It was just a cat. Looks like we can't make them reveal themselves that easily. It's getting late now. But let's go back and get some rest. We still have to go to the docks and wait for another ship tomorrow morning.
Ooh, who could this be? It's the mysterious author. With the blue flowers left behind. You got a picture of Xingqiu. Can I review it? No, I can't. Unless I can.
It was on a deserted moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair.
I unlocked the picture of Xingqiu. This is just cool. Alright. I gotta get a real good picture.
No, my sword!
Oh, it didn't work. No, it has to work. Xingqiu. This picture's not bad. They drew his hair like it wasn't cut kind of weird. His bowl haircut hair. His broken bowl hair.
I never embark on a journey without a good book to accompany me. Huh?
Alright. Let me get Xingqiu lined up for his picture. It's perfect. Alright. Xingqiu is cool. No! How come that doesn't work? I had it perfectly lined up. I guess he's just slowly healing himself. I'm healing myself.
Rain, outlaw! It's your fate.
I want to get it when he's like right upside down. Chivalry will never die. Rain outlines your fate. Off we go. I like the vibe. No, I'm kidding. That's like Bennett. Same voice. Different person. No! Alright. I was so close. I need these pictures of Xingqiu. Sagracha. I'm so close. Alright, third time's a try.
Rain outlines.
No! The bubble got into his face.
Your fate.
If only Xingqiu can take a better picture without water. Should I change his sword? I'll change his sword. Usually if it's not this sword, he usually has a sacrificial sword.
Who is this Xingqiu everyone keeps talking about?
Make sure you get in line early to buy your special edition drinks.
Go, Xingqiu, go. Maybe if I go on this side, right? Then the water will splash the other direction, but Xingqiu would still be upside down in his photo. Taking pictures of Xingqiu. Xingqiu. Alright, Xingqiu, you ready?
No, my sword!
It's so close, he's so close to being upside down. I just have to get better. I have to get better at it. I'm just thinking about all the pictures of Xingqiu. Xingqiu is funny. Rain outlines your fate. Aw. He wasn't upside down there. How does he even backflip like that? Like, he jumps forward and back. How do you do the things that you do, Xingqiu? 3, 2, 1, 0.
No, my sword!
Alright, I think that's the best I could ever get. Should I try to get other pictures? Pictures of Xingqiu, we're back to this again. No, what's even worse is that I got the broken controller. Why are you running?
Who is this Xingqiu everyone keeps talking about?
Oh man. He looks so happy. Alright. Should I get any venti pictures?
Who is this Xingqiu everyone keeps talking about?
Enjoy the blessing of Lesser Lord Kusanali. A nice blessing, now 10% off.
I could probably go to here really quick too. What is this? What, this pose? Venti is kind of cool with the way he like slams his bow. Eat this. Alright. What do I do now? Wait until the following day, 7 to 9. Head to Rito docks according to the arrival schedule. The guest should arrive at 9 the next day. Wouldn't gliding be faster? Oops. Well, now he's wet. No. He's gonna die. Fish, save me. Save me, I'm Venti. How could God abandon us? He's dead. Ah, traveler. I used my animal immune.
Yahoo!
Alright, and now we play the waiting game. Till 9 the next day. Two minutes until 9 o'clock. It's 1:35 a.m. right now.
It's already
talk to Kazuha.
The arrival schedule says ship stopover,
I see him.
person.
He's in my sights.
Does that mean we're only welcoming one guest today?
Kaedera Kazuha. The samurai. Kaedera Kazuha. Kaedehara Kazuha. How do you say his name? Kaedehara?
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. I heard there would be guides for the Irodori festival, but I didn't expect it would be you two.
We didn't expect to see you either! Returning as a guest for the Irodori festival, no doubt.
I was a little surprised myself when I received the invitation. But after wandering the outside world for so long, it's good to have an opportunity to return to my homeland and pay respects to my old friends.
Kazuha, when we saw you in the distance just now, you seemed to be looking for something. What happened?
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off the boat with everyone just now, I suddenly heard light footsteps around me. I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular passenger. But by the time I turned around, the person had already disappeared. I only heard a splash come from below the pier. Even though I didn't manage to catch a glimpse of them, I found this strange piece of paper by my feet.
Interesting. I'm gonna end the stream here and then start up back again. But this time we'll rename it to be Kazuha or something. Bye-bye now. Bye now.